Good evening. Welcome to Checking the Executive. Welcome back if you tuned in last week. My name is Justin Bliss, and tonight we'll be taking a look at the actions of the executive branch over the last week in an attempt to accurately document the Trump administration and analyze their actions in a historical context. Here are this week's top stories. Interim United States Attorney Edward R. Martin promised in a letter to Elon Musk that he will target protesters. He then terminated more than a dozen assistant U.S. attorneys in what appears to be a purging of the offices of U.S. prosecutors. President Trump is preparing an executive order to eliminate the Department of Education. NASA was given directives to scrub all mentions of indigenous peoples and women from their sites. NOAA employees were told to pause all their work with foreign nationals. The new DOGE Office of the Government has been met with pushback from the Department of Justice and Democratic members of Congress about their unlawful access to federal Treasury payment systems. One 23-year-old representative of DOGE was allowed access into the Department of Energy IT systems containing nuclear systems information. The Trump administration is attempting to reduce USAID staff to 3% of their former total, which will leave approximately 294 employees, down from 10,000. USAID not only sends humanitarian aid to foreign countries, but also provides government funding to research universities across the country for things such as medical research. Effectively, this would destroy any large research programs for things such as cancer and HIV prevention at universities that receive government funding. Mass layoffs would be presumed to follow. The issue is meeting roadblocks from federal judges, but is still underway. A Nazi group in Cincinnati, Ohio held a rally near a highway. The group was chased out by patriotic resistors. President Trump has directed his Department of Justice to investigate companies alleged to have DEI programs still in effect. President Trump limits enforcement of the Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances Act, pardoned 23 pro-life protesters who violated the FACE Act. Republican Representative of Congress Nancy Mace yelled a slur against transgendered people thrice at a congressional hearing. Banks have begun being banned at DODEA schools. Kanye West states that he was the original Nazi, and that Musk is a poser. The government shutdown date is creeping ever closer on March 14, 2025. Democratic congresspeople are seeking a way to utilize this shutdown as a last-ditch effort to stop DOGE from running amok in the Treasury. Elon Musk is seeking to delete the IRS easy filing tool for Americans. Trump has stated his plan publicly to relocate Gazans and Palestinians from the Gaza Strip. I will have more details on this story within next week's program. President Trump has signed an executive order to cut funding for South Africa, citing racism against Afrikaners. Afrikaners are white South African people, most notable for their keeping the racist system of apartheid alive in South Africa until the late 1980s. White South Africans have praised Trump for this. Notably, Trump's pet Musk is an Afrikaner immigrant, and their family made their fortune from the racist regime in the 1900s. The Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, has stated that their purpose is to eliminate government waste and spending. They have taken aid at USAID and other humanitarian and social programs. Notably, they have not stated their intent to cut any defense spending, which clocks in at $850 billion annually, more than the next 10 countries combined spend on their defense. DOGE is clearly avoiding any conflicts with the American military-industrial complex. There's an old saying in economics, you can buy guns or you can buy butter, but you can't buy both. For every dollar that is spent on the military, that's a dollar that can't be spent on schools for children or healthcare for the sick. Every bomb that is bought and built represents multiple hospitals that are not, or highway repairs that are neglected so that they will remain in tatters. I strongly recommend everyone watching tonight view President Eisenhower's speech on the military-industrial complex, a prediction that has unfortunately come to pass. Next week's show will touch base on the separation of church and state and how the Trump administration is erasing this barrier that the Founding Fathers envisioned. The United States is not, and has never been, a Christian nation. Fascism relies on scapegoats, real or fictional, for the in-group to hate. Muslims have long been the target of the Republican regime. We will look into the ongoing war in Gaza, as well as the right-wing nationalists and what it means to be a patriot in today's America. Until next time, stay alert, stay aware, and stay hopeful. Good night and God bless. Go Eagles.